Hello folks, welcome to another channel for sale. Today we're going to show you or give you an idea how to replace a door handle on a 2002 to 2006 Nissan Altima, and we're going to give you an idea how to do this process. So before we get started on replacing the handle on our door, so we make sure that we got the right one. This one is already painted to the color of the car. And one thing I want to say, folks, is that we want to study how is it going to be held in place. It has 1, 2, 3 bolts that are going to be bolted on as far as I can see, and it has a hook. So that tells me that this handle is going to slide in. We're going to slide it in and forward to lock it in place. And it also has a little attachment point for maybe the locking device, or that's for the actual opening point. And it has a hole where the key goes for a locking and unlocking device. So now that with that study, we can start taking our door apart from the inside to replace it. But we want to make sure that we got the right piece before we start getting into it. And folks, before you start taking your door apart, you want to make sure how many components you got in the door. So you got the light, you got your trunk opening latch, your controls, your window regulators controls, and your handle. And with that said, you want to make sure that you don't break anything while you're taking this apart. First thing you want to do is remove this panel, corner panel. Easy as that. It's just held by one and 2 clips right here that slide right into this. So we remove that. Now we got to remove this little cap that is hiding one of the screws. Pop it and take it off. So there's a screw right in there. It's a Phillips screwdriver. And there's another screw right in here that we need to take off right where we grab the door to close it. So now we remove our screws with the Phillips screwdriver, the one we just uncovered. One, and then the second one right over here. So 2 Phillips screws. And now, folks, that we have removed our screw from here and here, we lift our control panel. It pops out, and you gotta slide it forward a little bit like this, because there's a screw back here inside. That one right there we need to take off. So we remove our cap on the corner, the 2 screws, we remove our control panel, and then we remove the screw that was in there. So now we pull from the bottom away and up to about this level, and then we pull up, and that should separate the panel from the door, from the actual metal. And be careful, don't look into the side. If you see anything just look what's holding it down. So there was 2 screws plus the one underneath the whole control panel of the plastic that was holding this plastic into the structure. So now that we have that, we look into the back and see how we take the panel away. I'm going to explain what's going on here, guys. So you connect your remote on your window regulator. You got to bring up your window, and then you got to put something into it so it jams right here, and then you got to remove this plate. All the bolts around, except for these 3 that are here in the middle. These are the window regulator here. You want to keep that on place. So once you remove you separate it and you move it to the side, and you gotta have access through this side to get to the bolt of the latch. So that's a 10mm, and there's a 10mm access panel through here that you gotta go through. So there's 2 bolts that hold down the latch against the door. The third one here, that's for the locking mechanism of the key from the inside. have our handle on the outside like this. So what we're gonna be doing is putting the bolts that hold it to the frame. There's two of them, one here and one here, just like this, spot through here. So we're gonna put through this side, and they're 10 millimeters, and I'll show you in a little bit how. The extension with the 10 millimeters long skinny socket, 3/8, and you can see it. I'm holding the bolt right into the hole where it needs to be bolted down, and the extension barely clears. You gotta be careful because you drop it. You can reach it, but be careful. Don't try to drop it too many times. And then here's the other bolt that holds the latch against the frame. That's easy once we remove this whole panel. Well, we can remove these 3 bolts because that's a regulator for the window. So we just need to have access through here. Now at this point we have to match all these bolts to the holes. So at this point, folks, we put all the plate back on. We bolted all the bolts in, and now we have our controls and everything else just here. We're about to put our cover back in. Nissan made it really problematic to replace the latch and the handle, and you gotta remove all this just to reach one bolt and access it. They don't have opening here where you could just, towards the end, they don't have an opening here where you could just work on it. No, you gotta remove all this to get to it. So it's a pain. It's really hard to replace it. And I'm just giving you an idea what is going on to replace a latch or a handle on a Nissan Altima. Now we just set our latch or handle from inside, and we put this bolt, the screws into it through the back, and then we tighten it down. That's done. Now we put our cables through. We connect our light and the rest of the equipment. We hook it from the top, and then we start pushing against the door. Now that's set. Now what we do is we put this screw back in, the one underneath the plastic, remember? Then we put the second screw. Once we put our plastic or our controls back in, we put that one in there. Now the last one, the one that goes right in here. And we put the little plastic cover in. this is a little bit of how to replace a handle on a door, driver's side door of a Nissan Altima 2002, 2006. It's the same model, and you want to make sure you order it with your paint code because they already painted. Some of these are already painted, so you look at your door and the VIN number. It will ask you on the website with 2 letters what VIN number it is, and then you can look it in your car, and then you can order it already painted to the car, so you don't have to take it to a shop and paint it. They already make it and send it to you, painted it so it matches your car. So it's really complicated. What we did is we removed the door panel, we removed the cover that covers the sheet metal from between this and the door, so you can access it through this corner. And it's really complicated, but slowly you can work yourself to it. And this is just an idea, and it could work different for some people. Some other tricks that you might want to apply to it. And hopefully this video was helpful and give you an idea how to replace the handle on a Nissan Altima 2002-2006. And we'll see you soon with more videos here in El Canal y Channel.